Hi, Saggy. This is your homework family reading for May 15th through the 31st. And I know these are new readings for you because they're new readings for me. So, with that being said, more or less, the way that these are going to flow, and I'm still learning my flow, but I'm going with the flow. That's a lot of flowing. But the way that these are going is Spirit has me giving you, whatever Spirit is giving me directly for you for the month. But they're starting out with giving me like a platform and the information that they're giving me right off the bat as we start, so you can understand where the platform is, where it is you're viewing things, where it is that right around the 15th, Spirit is expecting you to already be feeling or seeing or viewing what is going on in your life right then around the 15th. And then we'll move off the platform and start to go throughout the month. And right off the bat, Spirit is messing with my eyes, because I asked Spirit which one of the zodiac signs I'm reading for, so that they can decide if they have any information for me. So I don't take that, I don't guess. I asked them which one to read for. With that being said, this is the second time I've had this happen while I've done these videos. And they're messing with my eyes, so this may be an upgrade somehow in a situation that you might be dealing with. And Spirit might be actually adjusting your eyes in some form or another. Or because of the upgrade, it may be causing you issues with your eyes. Temporarily. Like they might be sore. You might be seeing some weird stuff within your vision. But I'm getting a lot of it mostly on the left eye, which is going to be speaking of also possibly bringing in ego situations that you need to see and deal with, and bringing it to your attention for your eyesight to actually see, making you actually aware of it visually is a situation that I'm also being given. But I'm also being told, in general, it's having a lot to do with the left side of my brain, because they're basically just holding the left side of my brain in their hands, so to speak. So this is going to be talking to you about your positive feelings, your approach, your energy, your enrichment, your happiness, your love, your attachment, your safety, your calm, your curiosity, your exploring energy, your nourishment, your slow heart rate. It's going to be restoring of energy. It is the left side of the brain hemisphere in general. Oh, because I also need to get over here to astrology, so I need this right back. And I'm checking off of different notes, because I have different notes for myself, because I can't keep up with everything that I've been shown by Spirit. So I have notes and cheat sheets for myself to help me make sure that I'm getting the right information. I'm also getting a problem with my ears right now, and that typically is also going to be saying something about either a downloads you're receiving within your ears, or kind of like the eye situation. I feel like you may be hearing and seeing and viewing some things from an ego level that you didn't want to have to, but you're going to have to, or you're going to have to admit it and see it and accept it, so that you can make the future, do the changing that needs to be done. But it's also, it could be of just flat out communication that's happening within the material path. Or it could be answers and upshifts that you might be receiving. Because like I said, they're messing with my eyes and they're messing with my ears right now, which is saying that it's going to have a lot to do with that shifting. I'm also being told that the heart chakra is going to be something that is going to be being worked on right now. So this could have to do with clearing out ego situations for yourself and helping you evolve and move up, or it could be moving ego people out of your life so that you can help unblock situations within the heart chakra and start to find healing. It's one of the two. It is always about healing whenever I do readings. So it's either way, it's going to be helping you heal, but either it's coming out of a denial of a situation within your own self and making you see and observe and hear the truth that you don't want to necessarily hear, or because of it, it's making you remove people from your life so that you can get the healing that you need in one form or another, is what I'm being given. Now, when I look into astrology, without really getting all into astrology, this is going to be covering more of what's going on in your 2nd through 8th house. Because there's not too much going on the other side of your chart when we look at you on a universal level. Excuse me. Which is going to be talking about your 2nd house, which is going to have also your self-worth or self-value, your self-esteem. Your 3rd house, which is more or less siblings and neighbors and short journeys. 4th house is your family, and what I always tell you all is your karmic family, what's created you to the home of who and what you are, and you can't get away from you. So this is going to have a lot of inward work. There is your children, your creativity, your pursuit of pleasure in general. It's going to be your daily tasks, and your duties and service in general. And it's going to be relationships and the responsibilities within those relationships. Most of this energy is going to be of your northern hemisphere. It's in your inward energy. Like I said, it's going to be the inward energy that you're taking on, your personal areas that you are taking on. It's going to be your inverted energy, but as it moves into those relationships from like the 4th house and out, fourth through the 8th house, the family, the working environment, the relationships and the responsibility within those relationships is going to be speaking to you more on, all right, sorry, it's spirit talking to me, more on a social, being social, properly social, having a proper communication, as you're going through some of these energies. And I am being told that some of this is going to have to do with bitterness and blame and some inflexibility as well. But if I look at the chart also before I start getting into, and when you see me doing that, Spirit has a way of, the way that I know they communicate with me, it's not that they hurt me, but they make things uncomfortable that help me to know exactly what it is they're saying. It's just their way of communication. So that's kind of what happens when I'm figuring it out. Sorry. But, like I said, it's going to be your inverted area as you're starting to move outwardly and into the community. You're working a lot on yourself and what you feel, what the truth is, because it's dealing with your heart chakra as well. And unblocking, that's going to have to deal with forgiveness in some areas too. Like I said, bitterness and blame. And remember, we don't forgive for them. We forgive for us. So, because we deserve to be able to move on. Saggy. So that's an important thing for you. But with them saying it's going to be communication, communication is going to be taking place in your, and I say it's going to be taking place in your 7th house. No, 6th house, which is going to be where your service is, where your duty is, where your working environment is, those daily tasks. And I only say that because even though it's not exactly the proper house, that's where Taurus is right now. And independence, individuality, uniqueness, and freedom is in there speaking to you along with your self-worth. But more importantly, from the 6th to the 21st, that's where Mercury is. Mercury is going to fly through here, illuminating that information from the 6th to the 21st. Kind of just like sprinkling its fairy dust or punching you in the gut, depending on how you take that communication that's coming in, on that 6th house, which could be dealing with your own health, your own diet, your own care. It's starting with saying before you even leave the home, you gotta take good care and be healthy and take care of yourself before you even leave the home, because everything outside of you is secondary. If this isn't healthy, then nothing outside of you that you're going to do is going to be healthy. So this must be healthy first, and I always say our fours are one: our emotional, our mental, our spiritual, and our physical. And when we're out of balance on any of them, then we are out of balance. But with this, speaking of communication, this is also definitely, going to be talking about that Mercury flying through this energy at this time. But I just wanted to touch base on that because, like I said, they're all starting, my eyes are starting to come back and my ears are starting to settle down. So that's the way it works. If we've gotten it right, the pain usually starts to go away, or the funky mess of whatever it is we're picking up. But with that being said, let me move right on into the cards, and if there's any reason for me to go back into the astrology, I will. So this is for all Sun, Moon, Rising Sagittariuses. Sun, Moon, Rising Sagittariuses. Please let me know what's going on here on this platform right around the 15th for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Sagittariuses. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Sagittariuses. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Sagittarius. I'm being told right off the bat there's going to be a lot of sensitivity issues. Sensitivity can be a positive or a negative. It depends on how you take it in your life and what you allow it to do. And that might also have to do with why I'm getting it in my head because this also has to do with your creativity and what you're allowing to be created with what you're being told or seen. Because sensitivity, like I said, could be a glorious thing. It could be showing you all the wonderful things of love, and it can be telling you all of the terrible things of betrayal. So it depends on where you let that sensitivity take you. But I am being told the sensitivity is to push you into your growth. I am given the Queen of Wands. Trying to get around my cat. The Queen of Wands. Oh, and before I get into that, I like to let you all know what deck I'm using. This is the Light and Shadow deck. I like this deck. It's not a low vibrational deck by any means, but because it speaks of shadow, this is why I choose to use this deck first for the platform. Like I said, it helps us understand the confusion as we're starting to move forward and how and what to do from this platform as we move forward. This is a strong temperament. This is, the energy of a woman, the queen. This is forcefulness. This is force. This is speed. And this is also nurturing. She's fire. She's powerful. She's the freaking wand. She's the Queen of Wands. But here, let me tell you something. What most people don't understand for me is you see this cheetah. I don't see that as a tiger. I don't see that as a lion. I see it as a cheetah, and Spirit wants me to see it as a cheetah. Cheetah has to do with the speed of manifestation when it comes to me. That's the way the communication is. So she is the Queen of Wands. She has the imagination here to do whatever she wants. She has the fire power to create whatever she wants. She is able to nurture it. She is able to create it with speed. And see, Cheetah also speaks to me of the speed of manifestation as well as the speed of healing ourselves and rising to a higher vibrational frequency, which technically has to do with healing our own chakras and our own DNA into a healthier vibration. I know that sounds weird, but that's the way the Spirit puts it to me. And it all has to do with the speed of the cheetah. And she's coming in with the wands. And her little crown here they're giving me is green too. So this is about growth. Like I said, I knew it was about growth right off the bat. But this is saying, she's coming into a growth as she's moving forward. She's connecting into her firepower. She's connecting into her passion. I said this was going to be about the heart chakra, and I'm blocking it. This is speaking exactly of that. Finding inspiration of what it is that should be going on in your life. This could be a woman in your life that is a fire sign or a water sign. I don't address them to one specific one or the other when it comes to this deck. It's just the way that it happens to be. But a fire sign or a water sign that might be in your life as a significance. What else do Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Alrighty then. Need to know. I'm now being given the King of Swords. So you have the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. And this is talking to us of the transformation. You are summoning the transformation. Leadership, and again, a forceful energy. This is enthusiastic, though. This is, now we're moving into Libra and Gemini, as well as the fire signs. This King of Swords is, I'm enthusiastic, I'm moving, we're on the horse, we're taking it, we're charging, we're making action happen. But he's intelligent enough to know how to go about it without charging in stupidly. He's the king, he's not the knight. The knight still does things, hasn't quite evolved into, that king, like the king of the kingdom. He hasn't received all of that intelligence yet. The king here, the King of Swords, has. He's also the King of Swords, which is talking about our thinking again. How we think versus our passion and our action. Using our thinking to move us in a more positive direction. I'm also being told this is going to have to do with courage. Courage and, courage, but also in tranquility. It's in finding peace within yourself while you have the courage to do this by connecting to your fire and putting the two of them together to move you forward in the proper direction. Like I said, a lot of that was going to have to do with the way you're thinking anyway and what you're seeing, because the eyesight's coming back. So what you're seeing somehow is going to also help you view what you should be making decisions about. You're also getting the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups is self-assured. It's assertive, starting to feel more comfortable and secure within themselves. It is healing. It is mystery. It is temptation, though. This is, I'm curious. I'm still curious. I'm the younger man who's still interested in pursuing things and seeing what's going on, but I'm not quite as intelligent as the king here. I could do some stupid shit. So, the king is telling you to think it through, and make sure that this is the right idea. Use the swords to cut away what's not helping you. But this is telling you to believe in yourself, be self-assured. Go after what it is this is your heart chakra. What does your heart chakra want? What is it that you desire? You can have this healing. You can create this transformation. But at the same time, we're speaking to, we're bouncing back and forth from the sword to the cup, from the sword to the cup, from the sword to the cup, which is speaking about overthinking the emotions and maybe taking them in a poor direction. Yep, because the next card is the Sun. Now, see, most decks are going to tell you that the sun, I'm sorry, my eyes are really starting to bother me, because it's, like I said, it's the way that they're doing it. It has to do with what you're going to see, what you're going to observe, as well as an ascension that might be happening. You may have to go through the ascension for the eyes to adjust for whatever it is that's going to be happening over this time. But around the 15th, they're saying, it all comes down to this. It all comes down to the sun. Most decks, people will say the sun is the most happiest card in the deck. Well, it can be. But that's entirely up to you and your free will. See, The sun is full of life. It's where we get our life from. It's where we get our light from. It's what creates, helps us find our joy, our success, and our strength so that we can grow and mature just like a plant. We need the sunlight. However, the sunlight also creates shadow. Most people don't want to see it this way. So you don't get sun all of the time. And sometimes even when you have sun, there's shadow. So sometimes right in front of you, the darkness can lie. Can be sitting right in front of you and you're not seeing it. And sometimes the sunlight is right in front of you. You know, the sun itself, what is giving you the brightness of the warmth and the fire, could be right in front of you and you're not seeing it. The sun and the moon share the time of the day. They flip. But this is the thing. The sun card also represents Resh in Hebrew. If I'm saying it wrong, and you know that I'm saying it wrong, I do apologize. But Resh in Hebrew, if I break it all down, long story short, it is asking you, every day you have a choice to live. Every day you have a choice to live and choose if your life is the blessing or the punishment. And if you get up every day and you start your life and you're going out and you honestly do not believe that it is a blessing, then as much as you wish to lie to yourself, it's the punishment. If you allow all of the things that overwhelm you, that are out of your control, to make you go, why is this happening to me? You are accidentally sliding through that third dimensional world and into the punishment. You create the world that is around you. If you do not like what has been created, it's time to change it. But it must first start off with your thinking. And this is why the sun is either the most positive energy or can be just as glooming. Because it all depends on your thinking. If you allow your thinking to dominate you with negative thoughts, then your life will be the punishment. But if you start training yourself, I'm not going to be negative, and my head don't get to do these things. My head doesn't get to rule my life, and start looking around and turning that over so that you're really finding the blessing in things. Then you actually get to have this become the sunlight, which is the blessing. So it is able to bring success, strength, light, joy, growth, health. But if you don't believe it, it won't. All right, is there anything else that Sagittarius needs to hear about the platform? Because this is just the energy you should be entertaining around the 15th through the 31st. Now, oh, maybe there's two here. Okay, anytime I hear myself singing that, that is also a way of spirit saying that find your inner superhero. Because it always starts with just that, and before I know it, I've got a whole song that I'm singing. And it's a really old song. But this is their way of saying, if you could find your inner superhero, your inner courage, your inner power, your inner authentic self, to be that inner superhero, there won't be a problem with you finding your light, because you're in your power. The problem is you question your power. And that's basically what Spirit is saying with all of these cards right now. Stop questioning your power. Know thy power. It is more powerful than you realize. But when you give it away because of self-doubt, then you no longer have it. And it's time to reclaim it. All right, the last two things that I'm getting for right now for the 15th through the 31st, but actually more of the platform, is the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. And it's funny because they're coming in right as I sang that. It is changing that energy into confidence, serene person, practical and patient energy. This is fire and earth. This is the king taking his time because he already has created everything he wants. He already has it. He already has the castle. He already has it all tangibly given to him or worked hard to create it, and he knows that it's his. He's able to, let his horse sit there and eat. He's able to play with the flower. He's able to take the time because he's already done the hard work. And Nine of Pentacles is speaking to you, like I said, that was coming with finding your higher self, getting yourself out of that lower thinking, bring yourself into the higher thinking, finding your authentic self, finding your inner superhero, and bringing this out of you. Because this is the golden fields. This is the bloom. This is the triumph return of you. Okay, the triumph return of you, which is able to bring in, the power of the whole, I said eagle, but the power of this bird and its higher dimensional energy, its connection to the consciousness, its connection to the oneness, however you want to see it. I write all over my cards, so that's why I keep flipping it all over. This is also, simple, abundant riches, and that can be, that could be money, that could be finances, but that can also just be, I always say health is wealth. It has to start off with health before you're going to have wealth anyway, because you could be the richest person in the world, but if you're dead, what good is that going to serve you? So health is wealth. It starts off with healthiness within your heart and soul, and then able to bring everything else to the tangible. Abundance is coming in. Triumph is coming in. But it all has to do with you connecting to the true self of who you are and not allowing yourself to talk yourself out of it. You need to banish the inner ego that is fighting you. Your inner demons that are talking shit to you and making you think that you're not good enough. All right. What else does Saggy need to hear about the 15th through the 31st? Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising. Taurus. What was we talking about earlier? Taurus, Taurus has independence, individuality, uniqueness, freedom in it right now. On its universal level, it's talking to you of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, within that independence, individuality, uniqueness, and freedom. But it's bringing it to your, which one is it? I think it's your 6th house. To your 6th house, which is talking to you about your daily work, about your service, your diet, your health, your ability to work, your hygiene, your caretaking, your volunteer, your tasks, your employment, your daily task. It's saying that this Taurus energy is wanting to find heaven within those areas. If you're wanting to create your heaven, starting within those areas, because as soon as you leave your home, it shouldn't be something that you don't want to do. It shouldn't be something like, I have to do this shit again. This should be moving you into something that you're finding self-worth, self-value, self-esteem in. You're finding your independence in. Maybe at this time you have a job you don't necessarily want to have, but you're at least in service in a direction that's helping you move in the direction you would really desire to be in. This is all about the heart chakra, remember? So this is about unblocking situations within the heart chakra, having unconditional love, being of service, being more open-minded with the compassion in general, as well as forgiving yourself for where you've done wrong, where people have done you wrong, and allowing yourself to be loved as well. So this is starting right from scratch, more or less, from the moment you walk out the door, if not before the moment you walk out the door. Now, is there anything else that Sag needs to hear before we hit the next deck for the 15th through the 31st? Anything else? Anything else for Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Yeah, no, I literally dropped that one. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sagittarius. Earth. This is planting the seed. This is planting the seed. This is grounding yourself. This is firmly grounding yourself, because the manifestation, the physical world around you, because of these beliefs and what you are thinking, is taking a new direction. Is starting to be able to have a seed planted so it can become something that is birth. It may not be fully shown to you just yet. It may take a little bit of time, maybe midsummer or something, before you start to really feel the results of this. But this is saying that this is something you're planting. This is something you're grounding yourself into, that you're taking the long haul so you can create a harvest in the long run as you grow with this. All right, now for my Thoth deck. What does Sun, Moon, Rising, Sagittarius need to hear during May 15th through the 31st? What? We are getting the Chariot of, not the Chariot, that's because he's on a chariot. This is the Prince of Swords. This is also what you're entertaining as you're coming through the month. The Prince of Swords. It is intellectually scattered thinking. This is having a problem with being inflexible again. This is being inflexible and penetrating the energy with that inflexibility. If you are all over the place, you're not learning yet. If you're all over the place, you're not able to focus what you are trying to create. If you're all over the place, you're letting the mind rule the heart. There needs to be a balance between heart and soul. You know why people's shoulders hurt and their neck hurts? Because this is the highway from the brain to the heart. And what can't get up here or what can't get down here gets stuck here. So the coulda, shoulda, woulda. I could have done that. I should have done that. I wish I did this. Coulda, shoulda, woulda gets stuck here. The bitter, the blame, the inflexibility because they don't know what to do. Coulda, shoulda, woulda gets stuck here. They're telling you right off the bat, don't get into the coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's not going to work out well for you. It's elusive. It doesn't stay. It's something that you cannot count on. The chariots and it's little men, literally little men running these chariots are going in all different directions. It's elusive. It doesn't stay. It's scattered. And this will not work for you. You have to bring it together and ground yourself, or you're going to find yourself going in too many directions and you'll be spread thin and you've actually not allowed anything that you wanted to happen this month happen. So I'm being told that to tell you right off the bat. Now, is there anything else that we need to know to help Sagittarius move forward? Sun? All right, you're in here. They're being sneaky now. Every once in a while, the cards are like, yeah, no, work for it. Really work for it. And I'm anal about it. I'm like, no, because I will fight with them. If I feel the vibration is too low, I will not accept it. I'm like, you better lift that vibration up. I don't want to hear what we're having to say. We're going to change this. But it's confusing me. Yeah. I think it's this one. It is. Huh. Exactly. And what was we just talking about? What was I just saying? This is 6 of pleasure. You are able to have a rebirth. You are able to have a resurrection. This is Scorpio in the sun. It is able to be able to create positive pleasure. But if I go right back to what we were talking about earlier, you won't have it if you are allowing, the one I threw back in, to not be there. If you're allowing strife and the conversation of the scatteredness to go everywhere because you're creating your own friction and resistance, then you won't be able to create the pleasure you want. You have to get out of your head because you're creating possibly from a negative spot, and it's trying to, like I said, this probably has a lot to do with you learning something on an egotistical level about yourself as well as others, because it's supposed to help you move up. It's an upgrade, but it is an upgrade that's going to take physical and emotional healing, as well as it's going to be, it's something that you have to see and hear in order for you to move up. Now, is there anything anything left that I can give, or you can give, not me, that you can give Sagittarius? Anything left that Sagittarius needs to hear? Stay away from the sorrow. Do not allow yourself to beat yourself up, because it will just speak to you about abandonments of the past. It will just speak to you of Saturn and Libra, which is going to be bringing you into your fears. Your fears will only take you in a more negative place. You need to keep yourself in a more positive place. Stay away from those. This is fields of perception and realization that you need to realize, you need to honestly allow the heart chakra to forgive and help you to move forward with things that you're making changes of. You are realizing facts that have happened, but you are also realizing how to rise above. And this is more healing. This is bringing you into a newer, higher ascension, a newer, higher spiritual level, a newer, higher consciousness, because you're starting to see things from a different, spiritually mature point of view. But if you're not, the fears will rule you. The fears will take away from your wholeness. What can I get from my super high vibrational decks that will help you to get through this so that you can turn this energy into something positive? What does Saggy need to hear to help them find the highest vibrational frequencies for May 15th through the 31st? They are saying, no, it was two and I wasn't sure which one. Take time to tune into your body and recognize the messages that it is sending you. Listen to your intuitions. Listen to when you need rest. Give yourself the love you deserve. Your body is going to be trying to tell you more about things that it's probably more in tune than you realize. And it will tell you when you need rest, when you need love, when you need a break, when you need solitude, when you need to just get away. Give it the chance to communicate with you. What else can Saggy use that will help them? Okay, whoa. Don't drop them all. Which one is it? Feel about the same. Nope, it's this one. Always look for the good, even in most difficult situations. And what can this deck give you for guidance to help you through this month of May 15th through the 31st? What can you give Saggy to help them overcome? Boldness. Don't take anything lying down, is what they say. Get up and fight, but fairly. This fight will be remembered because of the respect and dignity you bring to the battle. So, fight for what you desire. Fight for your heart's desire. Fight for yourself, but do it with dignity, and it will help move you forward. I love you. And I will see you in June. Bye, everybody.